Hello, everybody in YouTube and Facebook world. How's it going? Welcome back once again to Golf Cart Garage. I am your host for this episode, Tim. I work for Golf Cart Garage. We come here twice a week and we talk about golf carts, and we may talk about the weather a little bit. We may talk about racing. We may talk about, I don't know. You never know what we're going to talk about. But anyway, I am a member of the Gearheads on Demand service that we offer at Golf Cart Garage. If you've noticed at my ending tile, when I end these episodes, I put a tile up there that you can read. And the Gearheads on Demand service is not a free service anymore. It was free for a long time. They've been trying to figure out a way to charge money for it and make it more profitable. And it's now a paid service. So you'll see that. You'll see the different price packages at the end of this episode. I'll post it while we're leaving. But we still come here twice a week at this point, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon Central Time, and you can talk to me for free. And I'll see what I can do. Okay, let's see here. This is Thursday, December the 14th, so if you are watching us on a Thursday, December the 14th at 12 noon Central Time, you are watching us live right now on Facebook and YouTube. You can follow us on other platforms, and I'll put those links up there now for the other platforms, TikTok and Instagram links right there, ready to go. By the way, if you would like to schedule a call with me, the link is in the description for the Gearheads on Demand service, and that will take you to a page that explains the pay and everything and how that works. Let's see who we got in the room. Larry Consley. What's up, Larry Consley? David Irwin. Hey, Tim Early. Hey, David. Gene. What's going on, Gene? 43 in Lower Michigan. Sunny. It's a beautiful day here in Central Arkansas. It is a beautiful day. It's a little cool, but my favorite outfit, hoodie and shorts, perfect for it. Nice Bristol day, but not looking good for weekend. Yeah, I don't know exactly what we have coming here for the weekend, but it's a beautiful day today. I haven't looked at the. You get complacent when the days are sunny and cool and perfect and everything. You get complacent about the fact that a change could be on the way, and I need to check the long-term forecast and see what's going on. Kurt, what's going on? Kurt, cool in Florida. Joe Foster, 51 Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Mike Irwin, hey y'all, 52 in the sunny southwestern Indiana. Gary England, hey Tim and everyone. Harry Fike, hey Tim, cool here in South Florida. It's cool in South Florida, Harry? What's going on there? Russell Weedman, thank you for sharing your knowledge. You're welcome, Russell. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for appreciating it. Thank you for joining in and having a conversation with us here. Sir Walter, 175 episodes, much appreciated. Yeah, that is true, Sir Walter. This is the 175th episode. That is correct. Jeffrey, hey Tim, driving but listening. What's up, Jeffrey? Jeffrey sent me an email, or he sent me a link to, you remember a few episodes back we were talking about how men are attracted to certain smells like that women wouldn't understand, and one of the smells that men's like is Klotz racing oil, like that burns in 2 strokes. I think some people call it Blendzol or Klotz racing oil. It's the oil that you mix with gasoline for certain 2-stroke motors for racing motorcycles. Anyway, men love that smell, just kind of like WD-40, and in a different way. It's a completely different smell. But he sent me a link that you can actually get a scented candle that smells like that Klotz oil. That is crazy. I didn't even know that existed. Partzilla. You can go to Partzilla and you can get a scented candle. I hate scented candles, but they've never had one that smelled like Klotz racing oil before, so I don't know. I might be about to change my mind on that. Keith, what's up, Keith? Palmetto, Florida. I missed an episode or 2 because I don't think I'll ever get used to the Eastern time zone. Bruce, hello from Wisconsin. Rock Dog, 57, Athens. Rich Eastman, 36, and bright sun here in Orange County, New York. Yep, we got bright sun here today too in Central Arkansas. David Irwin, Florida is going to get a bad storm. It's on the way. Oh, I see. Big Mike, what's going on? Overcast, windy, 74. Harry Fike. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool, huh? That's cool in South Florida. Overcast, windy, and 74. That's considered cool. I got you, Harry. Keith Cool in Florida might mean cloudy and mid-70s. I got you. Yeah, that's what I just figured out. Rich Eastman, nothing is better than the smell of a two-stroke outboard running in lake water. Yeah, but I'm talking about that motorcycle race smell, you know, when they're burning that clot oil. That's pretty cool there. Okay, I got to switch over to Facebook and get these shout outs. George Brimmer, hey Tim from Sebastian, Florida, 73 and 20-mile-an-hour winds. Kevin Rabbit, 68 degrees in Port Aransas, golf cart capital of Texas. Thanks for featuring my cart last week. You're welcome, Kevin. Thank you for sending it to me. Anybody else want to get their cart featured? Send it to me. I've got some more pictures today that we're going to talk about. William Rizzo sent me another unusual cart that we're going to talk about today. He sees a lot of them where he's at. Kevin Salyer, what's up? 45 and sunny in Indiana. Russell Weedman, 72, Mid-Eastern Florida. Yeah, I guess y'all are having a cool day in Florida at 72. All right, let me go ahead and get started here with some of the regular questions so we don't run long today. Lori W., 40 and sunny in western Pennsylvania. Hello, Lori. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Here's the first question. This is from Cindy. How do you remove the bolts from the back side of the cushion? We have an old golf cart and want to add a back seat kit but cannot remove these bolts. Well, Cindy, the only thing I can think of is a problem that I've run into before when I was dealing with older carts and I was trying to do something with the seats. You must be talking about either rusted bolts and probably a combination of rusted bolts and rotten wood. That's the only time that I've ever had a problem with removing a seat. It should be obvious how you remove it. You know, you've got bolts there and you take them out, but a lot of times, you know, those bolts have to thread into something, and they would put those little nuts that embed into the wood, and if the wood gets to rot, if the wood gets wet over the years and then it rots, and then you try to take that rusted bolt out, it will spin the whole thing inside the wood. So you may just have to literally ruin the wood in order to get them out, if that's what you're dealing with. And I bet that is. I mean, that's very common, rusted bolts and rotten wood in the rear of those seats. Okay. Nate. Okay, and now we're on number 2. This is from Kurt Vale. Hello, Tim. My E-Z-GO cart wants to stop on its own and then go with pedal assistance. It stops on its own and then goes. What's the problem? E-Z-GO cart. Well, let me tell you this. There's a few things. If your batteries were dead, you could describe it exactly like that. I'm not saying that's what the problem is. I'm just saying if your batteries were dead, you could get on your golf cart and it would stop for no reason, and then you'd let off, and then you say, oh man, I don't know what happened, and then you touch the accelerator pedal again after a few seconds or after 30 seconds or so, and then it would take off again and do the same thing. That's a symptom of dead batteries. So that's one symptom of dead batteries. Another one, you know, you could have a loose cable. You could have a cable heating up. You could have a connection that's heating up and losing, you know, this heating up really quickly and then not passing any amps, and then your cart drops out. You know, because any one connection off of one of your batteries, if only one is done, your golf cart's done. So you need to check all that obvious stuff first. Number 3. We've cut out, this is from Bruce, we've cut out new wood seat frames using treated plywood and bought new T-nuts if seat wood is rotten. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, Bruce. And it's not that difficult, because you can do it, because if you remove the seat cover and the padding and everything, it's just a piece of plywood. So you could put it, you know, if it wasn't if it didn't break on you, you could trace it out on a piece of treated plywood, like you just said, and cut you a whole new thing and put new embedded nuts. I guess they're called T-nuts. I couldn't remember what they're called, but they embed into the wood to allow a spot for the bolts and stuff to screw into. But yeah, I've had to do that. I don't know why they wouldn't use treated wood on golf carts to begin with, but they did not. You know, I guess just to save money. We're on number 3 on the regular questions. Number 3 is from Roy. I have all new bulbs in headlights and taillights. The lights just quit working all of a sudden. Can't figure out why all my lights just stopped working. I checked the fuse under the seat and it's fine. Please help. I've had this happen a lot, but first get the obvious out of the way. The obvious question I would have is, are they hooked to 12 volts, or how are your lights hooked to 12 volts? Because if they're not, you know, you could have blown them all. I mean, if they're hooked to your full battery pack, you might have blown all your bulbs again. So that may be the issue to begin with. So where are you getting your 12 volts for your lights from? Your lights have to be hooked to 12 volts somewhere. They're either hooked to a voltage reducer, or they're hooked to one of your 12 volt batteries, or they're hooked to across 2 of your 6 volt batteries, or they're, you know, I don't know. I've seen every combination in the book. I've even seen the wrong combination. I've seen lights hooked to one 8 volt battery. I've seen lights hooked to across 2 8 volt batteries for 16 volts. That's pushing it, really. That's pushing it on those 12 volt bulbs. All right, but anyway, where your lights hooked up would be the first question. And I have had, I can't tell you how many times this has happened. I've been trying to help somebody with their lights. They say their lights went out. And I just tell them, you know, we'll go back and find your 12 volts where it's at, check all your wiring, and then during that process, their lights started working again because there was an intermittent connection somewhere and they didn't even know where it was at, and they just touching the wires and everything, it made them most likely on the switch itself. There's a lot of cheap headlight switches out there, you know, that are used. Very, very cheap switches. You can get them from Walmart or anywhere, Amazon. You know, they're not the best. So always, you know, never don't think that it's the switch, because it could be. Jeffrey, Tim, have to finish the job. Have a great Christmas next week, Jeff. Oh, no problem, Jeff. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you, Jeff. Thank you for stopping by. I wasn't gonna wish everybody Merry Christmas and everything yet. I was gonna wait till we got 2 more episodes after this, and we're gonna be here Tuesday. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna tell you this up front while we're still a little bit early. I'm officially announcing Tuesday, next episode, we're giving away a hat. We're giving away a Golf Cart Garage hat and a little bag of swag with some keychains and little trinkets in there. So somebody's going to be a winner Tuesday. So mark that down. Please come back on Tuesday if you want to get entered in the contest. All you got to do is type something in the chat and you'll be entered in the contest, into the bag of swag winner contest. So we're going to give away another hat Tuesday, not Thursday. Thursday will be the last episode, but we got 2 more after this one. Tuesday, the 19th. Tuesday the 19th, we're going to give away a hat. That's the next episode, so be sure and come back. Wally Walred, how hard is it to replace your steering wheel on a club car 2003? I guess it's a DS. Well, it's not hard at all if you can get it off, but it's a little bit difficult to get it off, to get the steering wheel off. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful. We've talked about this before. It's only one nut on there. You know, you get to the nut for the steering wheel, take the nut off, all right, but then put it back on a little bit. Put it back on a little bit. You know, trust me on this. Don't take it all the way off. Just put a couple of threads on it, just so there's some space between that nut and the steering wheel. Then you're going to start working that steering wheel from left to right, top to bottom, 12 and 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, wiggling it and pulling at the same time. And you're just going to have to use some penetrating oil in there just to help you out, and just keep working it until you can pop it. Because the reason for the nut is a safety thing, because you'll hit yourself in the face with that steering wheel, or hit yourself in the chest when it finally pops off, if you didn't have that nut on there to stop it. Ricky Smith, sorry for getting in late. No problem, Ricky. Let me check Facebook over here. I've just forgotten all about it. No, I guess we're all right. Everybody's good on Facebook. All right, number 4. Number 4 is from Roger. 2017 Club Car Precedent. Serial starts with JE. It was a firm course cart. It goes between 12 and 15 miles per hour. What's the best way to get this thing to 19 or 20? Well, the best way, if you're satisfied with everything about the cart except for that, it's very likely that it is programmed from the factory for 12 to 15. You can, without making any changes whatsoever, you can take it to a club car dealer because they have a special computer, and they can speed you up to the highest setting, which is about 19.6 or right at 20, something like that. So that's the best way to do it. And if you're satisfied with everything else about the cart, just except for that fact, that's the best way to do it. Now, they're obviously going to charge you something for that. I don't know what they charge. In fact, some of you guys in the room, that if any of you have ever had that done, I'd like to know what they're charging for that nowadays. I know what they used to charge for it a long time ago. I'd like to know what they charge for that. Just to get your programmable Club Car Precedent or IQ-DS, get it sped up to speed code 4. I'd like to know what the price is on that. I don't have any Club Car contacts that I can ask anymore. Number 5. This is from Ralph. Hey, Tim and Dave. I recently purchased a 2014 Yamaha electric golf cart that is very slow and struggles to go uphill at any decent speed. The top speed is barely 10 miles an hour. We bought it for the kids, and we are very unhappy with the speed output. Can you please help me with some options on how to increase the speed of my golf cart? This is a 2014 Yamaha electric. Very likely that might be programmable too. I'm not 100% sure on which electrical system you have there in 2014. But my first question is what, like I've always, I know everybody's going to heard this 1,000 times. My first question would be about your battery situation. I'd like to know what your battery situation is and see if that has anything to do with your slow speed. Also, I want to know if those numbers you're telling me about the 10 mile an hour are actually accurate. So if you didn't know this, you can download speedometer apps for your phone for free. There's free speedometer apps you can put on your cell phone, and you can actually get a pretty accurate clock of how fast your golf cart actually is. I use that all the time. Number 6. Big Mike, not related to a precedent, but I had my programming changed on mine for 50 bucks. All right, so that's what, and your card is what, Big Mike? It's an E-Z-GO? Is that what yours is? If I remember right, you have an E-Z-GO. So I'm sure that it's going to be about the same price from the E-Z-GO Club Car and Yamaha because they're all in competition with each other. So that's not bad if that's all it's going to be. If you're, like I said, if you're satisfied with everything else about your cart except for the speed, and that's the best way to do it. 2017 TXT. All right, cool. Thank you, man. Nate Medlin. Wasn't in last episode. I was putting up Christmas lights for my neighbors. Can I just upgrade my batteries to lithium for more power out of the factory electric motor? Has trouble going up hills. Nate, did you see that I featured your cart last week or last episode? Did you see that? Just by the way, before I answer your question. Anyway, yeah, you can go to lithium. Now, you said, can you go to lithium for more power? It's very likely that your car will have a little more power when you go to lithium. And the reason is because those batteries are not going to have, the lithium battery is not going to drop down in voltage. And that's when you need power, is when you're trying to climb a hill. And if you're trying to climb a hill with a lead acid pack, that lead acid pack is going to get under a strain and the voltage in it is going to drop. Like if it's a 48 volt pack that sits there at rest at 50, when you start going up a hill, it's going to drop to 48, 47, and it's going to try to hold on. That lithium is going to resist that voltage drop, and therefore your car is going to have more power. Very likely that it would have more power. Not more speed, if you stick with the same voltage, but it could have more power. Stephen Coons, greeting from Pensacola. What's up, Stephen Coon? Big Mike, was Nate's the ultimate work rig? Yeah, Nate's was that 1990 marathon that I showed the pictures of. If you haven't seen the episode, Nate, go back and see. I had them up there and we were talking about your cart. That's a cool cart, by the way. Good work cart. Kevin on Facebook, Rabbit, says, in regards to the rotten seat problem, there's a marine product called Star Bond. It's waterproof and comes in various thickness, should last forever. Starboard, I'm sorry, not Star Bond, Starboard, I got you. Cool, all right, yeah, that would be something you could use too. Anything other than untreated wood, you know, that's what I'm saying. It never made sense to me that they used untreated wood there anyway, so it must just be a cost thing. So if you're trying to fix it right, you use something like either treated wood or Star Bond, like what you're talking about. Starboard, I'm sorry. I keep saying Star Bond. Ricky Hall on Facebook. Hey Tim, 2008 PDS upgrading to lithium soon. Is it a good idea closing in the bottom under the batteries completely? It would be fine. With lithium, it would be fine. With lead acid, it's not a good idea. No, it's not going to be a good idea with lead acid, but you got to think about it. There's no venting on a cell phone. There's a lithium battery inside there. There's no venting needed or whatever inside there. There's no venting on a lithium battery for a cordless tool or anything like that. So I don't know if it'd be a good idea, but I think it would be fine to close it in with lithium, but I would never recommend doing that with lead acid batteries in there. Not even sealed lead acid, because they still vent, by the way. Where am I at here? Big Mike said Nate's cart was awesome. Yep, it was. It's a good cart. That's my kind of cart. I can get something done. That's what I look at carts as, tools. You know, I'm not trying to impress the neighbors. I'm trying to get something done. I'm trying to move this firewood, or this load of rocks, you know. Number 6. Regular questions. This is from Dave P. 94 club car battery issue. I bought the cart 2 years ago with new batteries, 36 volts. So he's got a 94, 36 volt club car. Now I'm noticing on slight inclines is very much reduced. My charger is a 5 amp charger from Amazon. Could that be the issue for loss of power? Please advise. Yes. My first thought would be yes, that could be the issue. I would love to see you get rid of that charger and only use that on special occasions or some other time and just have a normal golf cart charger, considering that a normal golf cart charger, especially one for a 36 volt cart, is 21 amps. That's the amperage of a normal golf cart charger for 36 volt system, is around 21 amps. And that one's only 5? You know, that would take forever to charge your golf cart, even if it's able to. So yeah, I'd love to see you put that one on a shelf, use it for emergencies or special occasions, get you a normal golf cart charger that's about 21 amps. Tim, asking about the 91 Easy Go, this is from Ricky Smith, asking about the 91 Easy Go Marathon, is there any advantage for him to upgrade to a 500 amp controller using the stock motor? Yeah, that would be, if you're always going to use the stock motor, then there's no advantage to upgrading to the 500. The 500 would be there if you plan to upgrade the motor somewhere down the line in the future. But there's not going to be an advantage if you plan to always use the stock motor. Big Mike says, the guys here think I'm nuts because I have the old pavement princess out dragging branches and moving firewood, carrying anything and everything like a side-by-side. That's exactly right, Mike. I mean, years ago, I just figured out all the uses of a very, very small personal vehicle, how many things you can actually use it for. And especially if you give it power, you make it have power, you can pull trailers and all kinds of things. And it's a lot easier to do that than get on a four-wheeler or a side-by-side, and you know, because they're bigger and they're bulkier. You just slide your butt in the seat and touch the accelerator pedal and you're gone. It saves a lot of time. 5-amp charger takes 16 to 18 hours to fully charge a 36-volt pack, Steven says. Big Mike, kind of why I'm holding off painting it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ricky Smith, I see what you mean, yeah. Because after that, when you do paint it, then you're going to want to baby it. You're not going to want any tree branches or anything touching the paint and everything. And see, it's almost like you should have one pretty cart and one work cart. You know, so there's always room for another golf cart in your stable, is the way I look at it. I have 3 right now, but I have had as many as, I've had, I don't want to talk about how many I've had before, but no, I'm down to 3. Number 7. This is from Herbert. I have a stock Precedent, 2014. We want to speed it up a little. It currently has the code 3 in it and goes about 14. I understand that I can change the code and maybe gain 5. What's your thought on this change, and are the faster motor upgrades available? I just need to have a faster cart than my buddies on the golf course. I have the need for speed. Yeah, you can get it changed. We were just talking about that. Mike said that EasyGo charged him $50 to get his programming changed. So yeah, you can get it speeded up to speed code 4, and that should be about 19.6, something like that. We had another question that was basically the same answer. So the answer is yes, you can have that done, no problem at all. And at that point, you can go from there. If that's not fast enough, then you can change the controller and the high-speed motor and all kinds of stuff you could do. You can get faster than that if you want. It just depends on how much money you want to spend and how much time you want to spend. Striper Attic. What's up, Striper Attic? One is more than you can handle. No, you got to have more than one golf cart. You got to have a pretty one that you just ride around your neighborhood and drink beer in. You got to have one for that, and then you just have to have one that you work with and that you get things done. Kirk says, Tim, your better half thinks 1 is too many. Well, she used to years ago. Like when I first started this, she thought I was crazy, just like Big Mike saying his neighbors think he's crazy. Well, I didn't go straight to a side-by-side or a four-wheeler. I had a four-wheeler, and that's what kind of got me interested, because I noticed how much trouble my four-wheeler was when I was trying to maintain fence rows or whatever I was doing. And I was thinking about how easy, and a lot of my neighbors had golf carts, and we lived out in the country and had a little property, and so I had a lot of grass and fences to maintain. And I got to thinking about how easy it would be just to slide in the seat, and go to the next fence post or go to the next barbed wire, or just, take care of it like that out of a golf cart, just step right out and step back in and go. And so I rented one. My first golf cart, I actually rented. I rented it for a weekend. We had some kind of little party or something, or marriage announcement or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But after that, I knew that was a vehicle I needed to use on my property, and never looked back. Never had it. I've actually, believe it or not, I have never had a side-by-side. I've been riding a bunch with side-by-sides and four-wheelers, and all my life I had four-wheelers and three-wheelers and stuff, but I've had a lot of golf carts. William Moore on Facebook just made it. Hate to be late. Oh, no problem, William. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for making it. Kurt says, does she ever go riding with you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She goes riding with me all the time. Yeah, she's completely changed her tune, at this point. Well, especially since this how I make money has something to do with golf carts. So yes, her tune has completely changed now. She knows that it was not a useless expense. And she knows that we're always going to have at least one. Number 8 is where we were at. Let me check number 7. Yep, that was the one I just did, so we're on number 8. This is from Judy H. My cart shuts down while driving and starts up again. Does this several times on each trip. Replaced the M-core and speed sensor. Also installed one of the Lester 2 chargers with direct wiring to the batteries. Would bypassing the OBC cause this problem? No, bypassing the OBC is not going to cause that problem. So what you got something dropping out, all right? A couple of things that could drop out. One of them, the controller could drop out because of heating up. I mean, so my question would be, does this car, is it lifted with larger tires? Or did you tell me that? No, you didn't tell me. It's a club car. But they don't tend to go into thermal shutdown as much as easy-go PDS cars do, so we'll rule that one out. You could have a battery dropping out that would cause these problems. What did you tell me about your batteries? You just told me that you had a Lester charger that's hooked direct wiring to the batteries. All right, I would want to make sure that you don't have a battery dropping out. We've talked about that before, so take battery readings at time of failure. So when it drops out, take a voltage reading off each individual battery. You do not have to disconnect any wires in order to do that. Eliminate that, and then let's check on that Lester Summit 2 and make sure that it's going through a full charge cycle. And at that point, if we find out that the batteries are good, then we'd move on to something else. But I want to eliminate the batteries and that Lester Summit 2. I want to make sure that they're working correctly together. Kurt says you are lucky. Yes, I am. Yeah, she's definitely coming around with the golf cart stuff. Lloyd Lou, I'm a little late, but I'm here from sunny Central California. What's up, Lloyd Lou? D-Max says, are you saying club car is the best one on the market? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. No, I am not brand biased of the main 3. Club car, Yamaha, E-Z-GO. I'm not brand biased on the main 3. Those 3 are the best because now there's a bunch of them out there, a bunch of different kinds of golf carts out there. But I'm not biased on the main 3. They all have their pros and cons. And as a golf cart mechanic who's worked on all 3 of the brands, you know, I have a list of pros and cons for each brand, you know, that I like better than others. They all have some positive things about them, but they all have some negative things. So, I mean, I've had to work on all of them equally. Lloyd Lou, let's see, Tim got a haircut. Yes, I did. Yes, I did get a haircut. But club is the best. Got it. Oh, okay, D-Max. Yeah, club is the best if you want it to be. I used to work for Club Car directly, and I still don't have them. I'm still not biased, you know, on Club Car. Numbers, was I on number 7? No, number 8. Okay, the 2 chart. Okay, okay. So now on number 9. This is from Peter. Have voltage up to 42 volts. When should the charger take over? Okay, I think I understand your question there, Peter. You're saying that your batteries went really, really dead, your charger wouldn't come on, so you have been individually charging your batteries, or you've been trying to charge them, you've gotten them up to 42 at this point. And you want to know what is the point that the regular charger will come on. That's the way I'm understanding your question. I would say that you should be really close. If you're not there yet, you should be close, because it's going to be somewhere between 42 and 48. I don't know exactly what it is, and it's not always an exact number on every golf cart. You know, it's kind of there's going to be a little bit of a variance there. So I'm just saying you keep going, get as close to 48 volts as you can with your charging process, and then try your main charger. CLUV is the weirdest way I've ever seen E-Z-GO spelled. Now, you guys are going to have a whole bunch of people that are going to feel the same way about their Yamahas, though. Yamaha's a good car. no doubt about it. From the very first one, it's been a good car. So if I had to list an argument, if I was trying to make an argument for Yamaha, I'll just point at that one right there. Original, 86, gas. I've never done anything to it. When I first got it 15 years ago, I put a tune-up kit on it and changed the oil in the rear end. That's it. Now that's a pretty good argument. But I said I'm not biased on any brand. Number 10, club car has a frame that doesn't rust. Kurt pointed that out. Yes, but this is my argument against that. Battery acid doesn't care if your frame's aluminum. Doesn't care if it's aluminum or steel. It doesn't care. Only salt is going to be the what's going to happen to you got aluminum frame club cars are going to be salt and battery acid. You know, you're going to have a problem with. Steel frame, you're going to have salt, battery acid. You still got two things that are trying to kill your frame. You know, so that's my only argument to come up against that, because a lot of people view the aluminum frame as an advantage. I'm not sure that I do. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just see a lot of different scenarios where the aluminum frame, and I've repaired a lot of aluminum frame cars where battery acid had just totally eaten out the battery racks, just like battery acid had totally eaten out the battery racks on Easy-Go's. But I don't have salt issue where I'm at. I only have heat and battery acid issue. The best car out there is the one in your possession and has no payments. That is correct. The best car out there is the one that's paid for. Boom. Paid for. Long ago, and has done lots of work. Smith Devon on Facebook. What's up? Is it Smith Devon or is it Devon Smith? Is it a good idea to replace the parts in older carts or just get a new one? Easy-Go electric 2014 Easy-Go. I'm specifically talking about the motor. I wouldn't consider, it's Devon Smith. Okay, I got you. I wouldn't consider 2014 an older Easy-Go. I would consider that car probably having lots of life left in it. Did you hear me say that was an 86? Good. So 2014 is, you should be fine. Just put batteries in that thing and let it go. And if you're not satisfied with the performance, you could change it. You could change the performance by replacing the motor, Devin. If you wanted more torque or if you wanted more speed, there's some changes that could be made to it. Number 10 is what we were about to go to. This is from Alvin K. I hadn't been watching the clock. How are we doing? Okay, we're doing fine. We're on number 10. How do I convert my 48-volt golf cart so I can use AC LED Christmas lights? Well, does your 48-volt golf cart have 6 8-volt batteries or 4 12-volt batteries? Would be my first question, because you can go to Walmart and buy an inverter that hooks to 12 volts and then it has AC coming out the other end. It converts a 12-volt battery to AC. It has an AC plug you can just plug your LED Christmas lights into. Or you could do that with just a single 12-volt battery. If your golf cart does not have a 12-volt battery, but you do in your shop somewhere, then put your 12-volt battery in the bag well, hook your inverter there, and then plug the Christmas lights in. You'll be good to go. Now, that being said, what kind of cordless tools do you have? Because I can tell you this, one of the products that I saw on the Ryobi page just recently, and I'm sure Milwaukee has it, DeWalt probably has it, they have a little inverter that you plug your 18-volt cordless tool battery into the bottom of, and it's just, it's about that big, about as big as your fist, and it's got an AC outlet on it. It runs off of your tool battery. It inverts your tool battery into AC to run your LED lights. So there's another way you could do it. So that's how a lot of people are doing it. They're running these, I see boats with Christmas lights on them, LED Christmas lights. I see golf cars and all kinds of vehicles and stuff. Well, that's how they're doing it. They're running an inverter off of a separate 12-volt battery source somewhere, from on their card. Mike put a 12-volt plug off of his reducer and uses a 12-volt inverter. Yep, I bought a 48-volt inverter, about $500 for a 48-volt one. Yeah, I don't know if you would need a 48-volt inverter just to run LED Christmas lights is what I'm saying. You could run a much smaller one, might be less expensive. I mean, a 48-volt inverter off of an entire golf cart battery pack, that's probably enough electricity to almost run your your refrigerator in your house and all kinds of stuff. But just LED lights, it wouldn't take very much. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I should have known Kevin and Big Mike would have experience at this because of their parade carts. So Kevin says his Milwaukee 5-amp batteries, they ran 400 LED Christmas lights for 45 minutes. All right, so there's the answer to the question. I figured Milwaukee had it. I just knew that Ryobi did. I got stuck with Ryobi just because years ago I bought one of those kits, that had all the Ryobi stuff in it. And over the years, I've bought more and more batteries and stuff. So I feel like I'm kind of stuck. I would rather switch to Milwaukee because I think that's a little bit better quality than the Ryobi stuff. But I've got so many Ryobi batteries now. And I've even looked into the adapters. They got adapters now for the Ryobi batteries that I can use them on Milwaukee tools. I haven't done that yet, but that's probably the next thing I'm going to do. Sniper Addict, run the refrid off of that. Yeah, you could run a refrigerator off of that one, I'm sure, for 48 volt. A golf cart battery pack, oh, no doubt about it. It would run a refrigerator. That's big enough to run a refrigerator. Harry says, plan to run house in case of power outages. Have solar panels on the cart. Okay, I see. Yeah, then you got a real powerful one then. That's a 48 volt golf cart battery pack. That's a heck of a battery. So inverted into AC, you could run a lot of stuff, I bet. Kevin says he's on Team Red. Yeah, I may have to slowly kind of weed mine out. I want to get those adapters. You know what I'm talking about? They make adapters where I can use my Ryobi batteries in Milwaukee tools. I want to try that and see how good that works. And if it does work, then I'm probably going to start getting some, anytime I have to buy a new tool, I may have to go to Milwaukee. All right. That was the title of this episode, by the way. I chose that title, Christmas lights on a golf cart. Just because I knew that we would be talking about how to go about doing that. I've done it before, and I did it with just a 12-volt battery in the rear of the cart, but I didn't have to run a whole lot of Christmas lights, just a little string, and it ran it for hours with just a regular 12-volt battery. I'll run the social media links again. Big Mike says he uses rigid, but of course they don't have it inverted yet. This is what I've found. Y'all tell me if y'all found this true. Ryobi is the first one to come out with new products. They're the first one. But Milwaukee's watching. It's like Milwaukee's watching Ryobi. And Milwaukee comes out with the same product, but it's a little bit better quality. That's what I've noticed. And then everybody else follows after that. Yeah, I ran those social media links. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe if you have not. But there's also other places you can follow us, TikTok and Instagram. I'm running those right now. If you'd like to buy a hat from Golf Cart Garage, you are welcome to. Golf Cart Garage hat. There's some hot links in the description that'll take you right to them. There are the hats. Bam, 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 bam. It'll take you right to them, whichever color you want. Keep in mind, we are giving a hat away on the next episode. Next episode, we'll be giving away a bag of swag. Somebody's going to win a hat next episode. That is going to be Tuesday the 19th when we come back after the weekend. And then after that, we'll have one more episode, which will be Thursday. And then we're out the whole next week. There's not going to be any lives that next week, the week after Christmas Day. Christmas Day is on a Monday. There's not going to be a live on Tuesday, and there's not going to be a live on Thursday. I'm going to be traveling. Not going to be able to do it. I got to go visit my mom in Louisiana. Got to go visit my in-laws in Texas. Then I got to come back to Arkansas. I got to do a 3-state travel thing that week. So there's not going to be any episodes that week. Larry Hits. What's up, Larry Hits? Kirk says Milwaukee has spies in the Ryobi camp. That's what I think. Sir Walter, since you brought up the 3 major brands, what's your opinion of the Evolution carts? This is what I know about Evolution. There are dealers bringing up everywhere. Even around me here in central Arkansas, there are dealers, not too far from here. And I also know this, that they are spending a lot of money on advertising in some of the major publications of dealer magazines. They're spending a lot of money on advertising. Now, that being said, my only issue with those cars is that we don't have a lot of long-term data. We don't know how their service is going to be. We don't know how the parts availability is going to be compared to the 3 major brands. So if I was looking at one of those, that would be my questions of the dealer. Say, if this breaks, can you fix it? Do you have a service department? Are you going to? How is the parts availability? On these right now, because they're Chinese. So I'd have questions about that. Not going to dog anything or talk bad about any brand that I don't have a lot of experience with. I'm just telling you what I've noticed, and what I have noticed is that they're spending a lot of money here, and they're spreading out. DJ Dizzy Jeff, not DJ Jazzy Jeff, but DJ Dizzy Jeff. Good afternoon. I have a 91 Club Car DS, and I have put 4 new marine batteries and new cables on it, and a new solenoid, and also two new battery chargers. I can run it for about a half mile on the road, and it needs to be rear charged. Does the motor need changing? You said, but keep in mind I have 1 battery hooked up in parallel for more amps. What do you think my problem is? Now let me go back and look. All right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Your car is a 36 volt. You got 4 marine batteries. You got 2 of them hooked in parallel, and then you have that set of 2 in series with the other 2 for a total of 36 volts. That's what you did. All right. That is not going to be a recommended configuration. I tell you what would probably help you is if you had 2 more marine batteries, and you did the same thing to the other 2. You hooked. In other words, you had 3 12-volt batteries that were hooked into. Well, you had 6 batteries, but you had 3 sets of parallel. That would be better. But the fact that you got 1 set of parallel, it's not going to help you that much, because your golf cart's going to drop out as soon as one of the single batteries go out. I don't know if you understand what I mean there, but yeah, you didn't help yourself by only putting that battery on one, only doing parallel connections on 1. You only would help yourself if you did it on the other 2 also, is what I'm saying. Devin says, you mentioned upgrade. What would you recommend for better performance? Sorry to hijack the meeting. No problem, Devin. That's why we're here. What were we talking about, though? Let me back up. Oh, 2014 Easy Go. Well, the first thing I always recommend, Devin, is the controller, because that's going to be the foundation for all other upgrades. Put you as big a controller in there as you can afford. You know, that would be if you plan to do future upgrades, put a big controller in there, 500 amp, 600 amp, you know, whatever you can afford. Big controller in there. It's not going to hurt anything on your stock motor if you have to wait till next year to get the motor. Just get the controller and solenoid at the same time. Let me rephrase that. Because the big aftermarket controller companies, they do recommend a heavy-duty solenoid when you replace your stock controller with their controller. So do controller and solenoid at the same time. See what you think, get it running right, make sure everything is fine, and then the motor change out later, very, very easy. It's just a plug-and-play deal when you change a motor. That's what I would do. Takes forever to get parts from China. What I like about Tim and GCG family is their integrity. Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much for saying that. I used to tell my customers when they would say something about me, when in my golf cart shop, when they would say that I wasn't what they expected when they came to get their golf cart fixed or something, because I was honest with them, or I didn't charge them very much for a very easy repair, and they would be surprised. You know, they would say, "Oh, I thought it would be more than that." I said, "Well, I'm just being honest. It was very easy for what I did. I just had to do this." I said, and they would go on and on about how appreciative they were, and I would have to tell them, say, "Look, I am nothing if I'm not an honest person. I'm nothing." That's why I got into the game, because I had to go talk to some golf cart dealers. Remember I told you I rented a golf cart? Well, I ended up having questions, you know, about with the golf cart that I rented. I ended up having some questions, so I went back to the place where I rented it from and had some questions. It didn't take me very long to figure out that I knew as much as they did about it, and so it all started from there. But I never did deceptive business practices, and we try very, very hard at Golf Cart Garage not to do that also. But thank you, Greg. Okay. We did Christmas lights, we did social medias, we did hats. We have not done a coupon. If you would like to buy something from golfcartgarage.com, please do. And if you want to, you can use this coupon code at checkout. This coupon code is 5% off any parts you order if you use the coupon code TIM16. That is TIM16 at checkout at golfcartgarage.com. This expires on December the 16th. This particular code is only good for 2 more days. Now, I'll get another one at that time, but between now and the next episode, maybe if Ayman is watching, he'll remember to check on that, because I got to get a new code for next episode, because we're going to be past the 16th. 5% off any parts you order. Shout out to Ayman, by the way. Oh, yeah. We got to do a let's see. I forgot. I almost forgot. All right, we're going to do a let's see as soon as I finish this contact info. If you'd like to contact us at Golf Cart Garage for something, please feel free. There's the support at Golf Cart Garage. There is the phone number to get in touch with us. Support at golfcartgarage.com. There's the phone number. If you would like to let us know something, if you would like to just give us a thumbs up and tell us that we're doing a good job and how you enjoy. Uh-oh. I can see my TV behind me. I still haven't looked for that setting. Was it you, Kurt, that told me I need to find a setting so it won't go to sleep? I still haven't had time to look for it. But anyway, you can contact us there. You can also send me pictures for some Let's See segments where we feature golf carts. I'll talk about my email address and that, but you can send it to that support at golfcartgarage.com. Attention, Tim, and I will get it. So here we go. Bam! Let's see some golf carts. This is a golf cart that William Rizzo sent me. He has sent me golf carts before, but he sent me some more, or he sent me this one. Random carts that he sees in his area. I think, William, are you in the room? I think he's in Florida somewhere. He might be in the Villages. I can't remember exactly. I don't remember everything. I've got a really good memory, but I can't remember everything. So let me see where we're at. Here is the first picture from William Rizzo. Look at there. I was looking at it closely before I went on the air, and the only thing that I can recognize is that forward and reverse shifter right there. You know what that is? That is a forward and reverse shifter to a series wound Club Car DS. That is a Club Car DS forward and reverse shifter. So I am saying that this whole body kit is for a Club Car DS, just based on that forward and reverse shifter. Series wound electric forward and reverse shifter right there for a Club Car DS. Greg Elliott says Rizzo is in the Villages. Yeah, well, this is just a random cart in a parking lot in the Villages. There's one picture. Got another picture here he sent me. There's the front of it, and look at the rear. I'm assuming on the rear here, you see it's got a rear seat. I'm assuming you put that tailgate down, and then the tailgate becomes the the footrest for the rear seat, which that's pretty cool. Kurt says it must have cost a fortune. Yeah, well, it would be very labor intensive, I would believe, because you had to go through and hook all these lights up. Yeah, this is one of those pretty cars that you're not going to get much work in. I mean, that's just a ride around your neighborhood, kind of car there, and show off. That's not much yard work, for sure. There's the first picture again. That's all I got is those two slides. But that's pretty neat. Look at those big headlights too. I wonder if those are going to be modern LED. I bet they are. Looks very, very clean. Yeah, I don't even know if that cart should go in the grass. That's an asphalt princess, that's for sure. All right, well, remember to send me some carts if you want to get something featured. Remember to send something to me. Send it to me at 00timfreeman@gmail.com, or you can send it to me at the address I posted before for Golf Cart Garage, support@golfcartgarage.com. You can send that, put attention Tim, and I'll be sure and get the pictures. Sniper Addict. Fun looking cart. John Shear. What's up, John? Hey, Tim, how can I post a question for next week's episode? Oh, you can send it to, you talking about a regular scheduled question? Just send questions to that support email. And then, well, if you want to make sure that I pick it, see what I do is I look at a lot of questions and I just take 10 or so. I just take 10 or so that I know that we can talk about and discuss. So if you want to make sure that I post your question, say Striper Addict. Say, hey Tim, this is Striper Addict. Here's a question. And then I'll make sure I talk about it if you want to do it that way. Or you can just ask it in the episode, if you want to ask it live. What is it, too complicated to ask live? Is that what the deal is? I mean, I understand that. DJ Dizzy Jeff says, thank you on Facebook. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for stopping by. You can come by every Tuesday and Thursday, DJ, if you'd like. Okay. That looks like it's about it. Looks like we're about out of time. Striper says, yes, it needs to think about it. I got you. No problem. Just write it down on paper and send it to that email address, but put Striper Addict, and then because I'm not going to forget your name, and I'll make sure that I pick it when I go through and pull the questions. Big Mike, great show, Tim. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, sir. We will see everybody. I am off tomorrow. We will see everybody on Tuesday, and remember, Tuesday the 19th, next episode, we're giving away a hat. So everybody come back. As always, thank you, Tim and GCG, Joe Foster. Thank you, Joe. We're giving away a hat on Tuesday. Everybody remember that. We will see everybody then. Garage is now closed.